What's going on, everybody? It's the Riverbug here, and I'm just doing something a little different. I'm at my desk once again, just like the last video, and I have got a package, and I wanted to record this. I placed an order some time ago with my good friend here, and if you watched any of my panfish videos, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about my good friend Billy Bates from Knoutry Jig. I got an order in today. There should be about 50 or so jigs in here, and some of them are going to be a total surprise. And so I don't know. I know a lot about what's in this box, but there's going to be a few things that I have no idea what I'm getting. So I'm pretty excited. It's going to be just like Christmas. Christmas, if you love crappie fishing and bluegill fishing and things like that. There's gonna be a lot of bluegill jigs in here, and it's gonna sound a little crazy, but if you've watched any of my recent panfish videos, you'll know that there's a jig which has become one of my favorite jigs to even use, and we're calling it, he's got it called the Orange Crush, and it's a simple little tiny jig, and at first glance you'll look at it and be like, well, that's not going to do you no good. Well, I'm telling you guys right now, I did phenomenally well on that jig. So we're going to go ahead and get right on into this box. If I can get it open here, we'll go in from the bottom. It'll be easier that way. And I'm pretty excited to see what we got going on here, and see if we can get that opened. And you guys definitely go check him out on Facebook and things like that. His name is Billy Bates, or you can just look up the page, Knoutry Jig. And so, start this off. These is bleeding shad, and you can get these tied up in different ways, but I prefer the hair jig style. So I'll let you guys take a look at that. Kind of rough for the lighting. Let me get my phone light on and see. The lighting ain't gonna do this justice, but you can see that's a beautiful jig there. And that is the bleeding shad. And we got some white versions of that in here. And these are gonna be phenomenal little jigs. The bleeding shad there, super good, super nice jigs, and definitely going to catch you lots of fish. I'm sorry about my lighting being terrible in here, but definitely going to do really well. And look at there, we got us a little sticker. That'll be going on my kayak for sure, because I got one on the boat, but I don't have one on the kayak yet. And these right here are amazing. He's calling these the Harley. It's just an orange and black. And these are 1/32 ounce heads. Perfect for my area. I can't wait to give these a try. And this is one of my favorites. You guys also, if you I've watched any of my videos, I've used this several times. Baby bluegill. It's an orange and blue, and it's a phenomenal. I'll pull one of these out because these are amazing little jigs here too. I'll show you guys a better view here. These are absolutely killer, guys. Killer little jigs, I'm telling you. I did extremely well on them. We're going to be getting into some look at that right there. That's an all white. Again, these are more hair jigs. I prefer the hair jigs, and got us some flash in there. That's going to do fantastic, and also did us a little wedge tail in there with the hair and flash on top of it. Fantastic little jig. And I'm going to be using these here very soon in the next video, hopefully, the next couple of videos. So we'll see. And these right here, these, I'm real excited about these. I've heard a lot about them. And it's a phenomenal color combination. And one of my favorite colors to use is this, but it's the Joker. You got a little red tip, green and purple. He calls this the Joker. Phenomenal jig, guys. It's an awesome little jig there. Again, these are all 1/32 ounce heads, and there'll be some smaller ones in here, but cannot wait to give that a try. And here it is right here, the jig that a lot of people have been making fun of me up here in Ohio for using, because this is a brim jig and it was designed for bluegill, sunfish, different things like that. But that's the orange crush right there, and I absolutely have caught giant crappie on that little tiny thing, and you wouldn't think nothing of it. And I didn't think too much of it neither till I tied it, and something about it drove the fish crazy. If you don't have any jigs at all, you need some of these. I'm telling you. If that was the only jigs I had, I wouldn't complain one bit. I'm just telling you guys that right now. It's a fantastic jig here. And there we go. Some more. These are phenomenal. Phenomenal jigs, guys, I'm telling you. Want to slay fish. And there's some baby Joker jigs, same as the orange crush, but green and purple. I'm telling you guys right now, these little jigs right now is what I've got some of my biggest crappie on all year, has been on them tiny jigs, and they ain't even for crappie. But I'm telling you, I've caught some giant crappie on them jigs right there, and there's no doubt in my mind, when I got that tied on, I'm feeling the thump net, I'm feeling the live well, I'm feeling the bucket. It don't matter if you're bank fishing, kayak fishing, or on the boat. Whatever you're doing, you're gonna fill up and you're gonna have a good day. And I've had some phenomenal days on that. I brought home 27 crappie the first time I ever tied on the orange crush jig. In 2 hours, I brought home 27 crappie. And the limit in Ohio is 30, so I almost caught my limit of crappie on that little jig there, first time I ever used it. And I'm telling you guys one thing right now, the bite on that jig has not slowed down, not one bit. Last time I was out with it, and it's on one of my recent videos, I caught a 9 1/4 inch bluegill, and that is absolutely monstrous for where I'm living at. I am in the northern state of Ohio, so fishing can get a little tough sometimes, but I'm telling you, that jig has produced me tons and tons of fish. So, and then we went ahead, we got some baby bluegill in the small size, because I got so much faith in them little jigs. And let's see what else we got. Look at there, some more baby bluegill jigs. Absolutely amazing little jigs there. I'm telling you guys what, these will always work. And then this is our little bag of our surprise, and we got some awesome stuff in here. Check this out. This right here looks awesome. I'll tell you exactly what I got an idea for this already just looking at it. And I do a lot of wading in the river, and I did tell them to throw me in some surprises. In this right here, I'm happy, because that will get annihilated in my local river. I do a lot of smallmouth bass fishing, and I'm telling you, I wouldn't be one bit surprised to throw that out there and let it go in the current. you're gonna get ate up. Smallmouth candy right there, I'm telling you that right now. But super excited to give some of these a try, and some of these are new to me, and I can't wait to give them a go. Look at this. This is like a little cotton candy jig right there. Awesome little jig there. But give you guys some better look here at some of these again. Awesome jigs from my good friend over at Knoutry Jig. Fill your jig boxes up, fill your tackle boxes up, your bags, whatever you got, fill them up. It's amazing little jigs, does awesome stuff, and I can't wait to give some of these a go. And it's going to be an amazing time, hopefully, here in the coming videos. I'm telling you guys what, though, right now, looking at these, I am really excited about this. I didn't know what I was getting as a surprise, but that does not disappoint, not one bit. That's an amazing, and that right there will absolutely catch some giant smallmouth bass out of the river I fish, and that's something I love to do. I've used stuff like that before, and that'll definitely be a video coming up, because we're gonna go out and give that a whirl here in my local river. But I hope you guys enjoyed this short little unboxing video. We're gonna get some of these out of the way here, but again, we got some bleeding shad jigs, some all white with a little bit of silver flash, which is something I ordered up. Real excited about that too. The Harley. That purple there. It's gonna be awesome, awesome, awesome. And but these right here are going straight into my most recent. I about ran out of these jigs here, and I had to stock back up on them. And I also have gave a couple of these out to some friends and things. So if you're ever out and you see me fishing and you want to catch some fish, if you're having a tough day, a tough bite, holler at me and tie one of these on. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. Something about that smaller profile bait right now, at least in this part of the world where I'm at here in the northern part of Ohio, them small baits have been just annihilating fish. And sometimes you tie on your 1/32 ounce jig, you may not get bit, but you tie on that same collar scheme I got right here, that little one there, you tie on that same collar scheme in that smaller profile, you could get hit immediately as soon as it hits the water. I don't know why, but it's just the way the fishing's been. They've been wanting that smaller profile bait, so that's all there is to it, and you give them what they want. If they don't want to eat that bigger profile bait, it's always good to have some smaller jig heads around, because sometimes it's the weight, sometimes it's the size. Fishing gets hard. We're going into the summer, and the one thing I know about crappie fishing is the hotter it gets, the worse it gets. Crappie do not like biting in the summer months, and they go deep, they go stick to wood and cover and things like that, and it just gets hard. Fishing gets tough, and the one thing I know to do when fishing gets tough, downsize your baits, tie on the smallest thing you can tie on, and the smallest thing you can get by with. And sometimes that's what it takes, and here recently in my own experience, that's what it's took. And I've loaded up, caught almost my limit on bluegill jigs, crappie fishing, and you'd be surprised. And but that said, thank you guys so much for watching this little unboxing video. Again, make sure you check out my good friend Billy Bates from Knoutry Jig, and I've had the privilege to work with him and be part of his pro staff team. And I'm going to tell you guys right now before I end this video, there's been several people that has asked me to be pro staff and things for them and help them with advertisement and sharing and things. And I have turned down several of them because there's one thing I know, and one, it's I'm not using what don't work, and I'm not going to lie to nobody. And I'm telling you guys right now, this stuff I know to work. I've caught up to 300 fish on one jig before I lost it in a tree. And that's really a testament, guys. I'm telling you, I've caught 300 fish on one of these jigs before I lost it in a tree. So these jigs ain't coming apart. They're going to be together for the long run. You're going to lose them before anything happens to that jig. And that's saying something. And I know that sounds outlandish, but I'd have caught 300 fish on one jig. And it was actually one of them little micro jigs, an orange crush jig for bluegill fishing. I caught some 40, 50 crappie in one day, probably 60, 70 bluegill in one day. And I carried that same jig on the pole for 4 or 5 trips before I ended up getting it hung up. And I mean, I'm just saying, if it works, it works, and there ain't no sense in changing what works if it's already working. You know, us as fishermen, we sometimes want to force something to work because we think it should. Well, sometimes it don't work like that, and you just got to use what works. And I'm telling you guys right now, I know this stuff to work in my own experience. So again, before I end this video, I want to give a big thank you to my friend Billy Bates over at Knoutry Jig. Thank you so much. And like I always say, if the water's wet, it's a good time to go fishing. Like this video, share this video, and hopefully to see you on the next one. And we'll be putting some of these jigs to the test here going into my next couple of videos. Right now we got an extreme heat wave going through Ohio, and it's been a little bit difficult to get out. I got asthma and things, and I've always had that, and this time of the year it can get a little finicky me getting out. I usually got to go either late in the evening or super early and be done, so got to figure out what my schedule's going to be like, and hopefully I can squeeze in some couple hours fishing here soon. But we're going into a mid 90 degrees week, and the heat is not dying down anytime soon. Yeah, our air quality's been terrible, and so ain't been able to do as much fishing as I'd like to. But that said, like I'll tell you what, I'll end the video like he does. My friend over at Knoutry Jig, his famous words is, if you're going to do a jig, do a country jig. And that's what we're going to end this video off. So if you want to do a jig, make sure it's a country jig. Thanks guys, see you on the next one. I got him. That's a nice one.